Let's discuss my April favorites for the month. Hello lip gloss ladies, I'm Michelle. Thank you so much for coming here today and listening to me blabber on about everything. If you are here because you love makeup, but you don't want to hear everything, I talk about a lot of favorite things. I don't just limit it to beauty favorites, so towards the end I'll add those so you don't have to be bored. Stay all the way to the very end. I've been adding bloopers to the end. Let me know if you've been enjoying those or if you didn't even know about them. Stay till the end. Oddly enough, I do have beauty favorites though. That's a great thing. This is Maybelline Cheek Heat. It is a liquid. It's a cream. It's a potion. It is not powder. What do you call these things? Oh, well, I'm wearing it now. But to me, it looks like I spent a little bit of time out in the sun. Do you remember back in the days before we knew how bad sun would age us? We would go out into the sun and we would let our little cheeks get red. I loved that look. I loved the way I looked after a sunburn, and I really am getting the sunburn vibe. I bet you thought I was sunburned, didn't ya? I can't call this a cream blush because it's really not a cream. It is more of a gel. And now it might seem like it would be really hard to put on, especially if you remember cream blushes from days of yore. And they were hard to put on, but I find this to be so unbelievably simple. You get the tiniest dot on your finger and you pat that in, and you can just put it on the apples of your cheeks. You can carry it back a little bit. You can just put it right up here where the sun hits, which is what I did. I love it. It's so inexpensive. I have 2 colors. I am going to get every color the next time I buy makeup. I love it that much. I think it's amazing. It is my favorite cheek product ever. Ever. Yeah, ever. I'm sure of it. I'm positive. This is Milani Ludicrous Lip Gloss in the color Charmed. Some kind of Charmed. It's a very neutral color. It's not as purpley as the bottle looks, and you can see that because I'm wearing it on my lips. But it just brings out a subtle color, and it's very sparkly and lip glossy like you would expect, but it feels really great, and it stays on for, I mean, a long time considering that it's just lip gloss. A lot of times when I drink, it will come off on the straw, and within an hour it's completely gone. But this sticks just the tiniest bit more than some of my other lip glosses. It is very, very sticky though, and that is probably why it has such good staying power. Anyway, I love the color. I love the formulation. I think this is really great. I'm really into lip glosses lately. This is my second favorite that's a lip gloss. Is it because I'm getting old? Getting old? Speaking of getting old, this is one of my all-time favorite brands, and that's Oil of Olay. Do they call it Oil of Olay? It used to be Oil of Olay. Anyway, Olay maybe is what they go by now, so they don't feel so old lady-ish. I just love everything I've tried. Well, most of the time. I usually love everything I try from Olay, and this is just one more thing that I really like. You don't need an eye cream. You can, whatever you put on your face, you can put on your eyes, you can put on your neck, you can put on your hands. It all can be for everything, but I'm a beauty connoisseur. I have a YouTube channel. I'm obviously a guru. And I gotta try all the things. So I do like to have an eye cream. Personally, I like to use an eye cream because my eyes are sensitive to creams. No other place on my face, except for my neck. I can't put anything on my neck. I don't want my eyes watering in the night. I don't want them burning. I want to be able to take my eye cream and take it around the eye. And I want to be able to do that without my eyes burning for 3 days. And this I can do. And it has a retinol in it, which we want Retin-A on our face. Retinol is a derivative of Retin-A, but it's a much milder form. So we're getting that good anti-aging goop around our eyes, and we're doing it without the sensitivity that a Retin-A would create around the eyes. And a lot of eye creams I just can't wear. But this is one of them that I can. Let me show you the consistency because it's just a really, really fabulous consistency. It's just the perfect amount of cream, watery, thickness combination. I'm good with words. That's why I have the channel. Everyone knows what micellar water is. I'm sure everyone has their own favorite brand, but I'm pretty new to the micellar water game. I had heard about it multiple times, but hadn't really bought into it because it didn't make sense to me. But it's not water, it's oil, as you can see. It's oil in there. There's oil in there, but it's not the kind of oil that makes where you can't see for the next few hours. You can't watch your TVs, you can't read the books. It doesn't do that. because something in it makes it more of a, I don't want to say cleanser, but more cleanser-ish and less oil-ish. Because I used to take my makeup off every night with an oil-based eye makeup remover, and I stopped doing that because I hated that I couldn't see. But this is nothing like that. So if you haven't got on this bandwagon yet, I highly suggest it. When I don't feel like doing a big production with my face at night, I will just take my eye makeup off and any long-wearing lipstick I may have on, and it comes off really quickly. This is not a time-consuming thing. I do get the one-off, you know, little circly wipey things. I use those to take it off, but of course you could use the reusable ones. These work fine with this. And I mean, I guess you could just do that. If you really want to save the planet, do that. But all in all, I think this is a really great one. This is pretty reasonably priced. This bottle I've had at least 3 years. I know that's insane. I don't wear eye makeup every day. I don't take my makeup off every day with this. So this is not like every day for the last 3 years I've used this. This is more like 2 or 3 times a week I use this. That's it. It's great. I think it's great. Next, we have to talk about my favorite TV show. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's my favorite TV show, but I would go so far as to say it is my guilty pleasure. And that is, you know, you've never heard of this, or if you have been watching, you're too embarrassed to say, and that is Too Hot to Handle. Ha! It's amazing. Okay, it's a lot like Love Island. You may remember Love Island from the summer. CBS put it out. It actually, I think it's filmed in the exact same location. It's that same bedroom format where everyone's sleeping in one big bedroom. You have to share beds, and then there's the pool outside and the ocean, and then you have activities that you do. It's that format with a twist. I don't want to give away the twist, so you're gonna have to go watch it. But then I get so involved in these people's lives. I have to go to their Instagrams. I have to watch all the interviews of them all over YouTube. So be careful not to get as obsessed with these things as I do. Now, usually I tell you here my favorite book, but I don't know about you, but staying focused has not been something I have been able to do lately. When I have free time, I have found myself scrolling through social media. Now, I'm super, super careful to not read anything that upsets me because all the emotions. But I will get in beauty groups. I'm loving Instagram right now for some reason. Twitter, yes, Twitter. Twitter will always make me laugh. So those are some things I've been doing instead of reading, but I don't want to do that. I love reading. So today, John Locke released a new book. They're 99 cents the first week or two. I'm gonna link that for you below, as will all the products be linked. Go get that John Locke book. Go get that John Locke book. You can read it in 4 hours on a weekend. Get in these comments and tell me how much you loved it, because I'm starting it tonight. I saved the last thing for the weird thing because I sometimes do have things that are a little embarrassing to talk about. This one I saved for the very last. If you have kids in the room, if you're watching this on your TV or on your iPad and some little child is sitting beside you, this may be a little bit more adult. It's not adult. Don't click off. It's not that kind, but it's more of a personal nature. Okay? Are the kids all gone? Can I get started? As we age, things in areas tend to get pretty dry, and everyone knows that I'm trying to use words that won't get me demonetized and that kids won't hear and ask about. You know, things get drier down there. And everyone knows the remedy for that. You know, there's products you can buy that can give you more moisture inside. Are we getting there? Are we all on the same page yet? But what a lot of women, particularly I didn't know, so I'm assuming other women may not know, is that the outer part of that area, again, I know the real words and I would normally say the real words, but I don't know who's watching. I don't want any parent to be upset. The outer area also gets dry. And it might get little sores, little tears, little minute, tiny little tears. It kind of burns sometimes. Not yeast infection-y, not anything like that. Just your area is dry and it feels really tender and kind of sore. I was sent a sample of this probably 2 years ago and I was like, what? Why would I do? No, why? And I decided, you know what? It won't hurt to try this. This is external comfort gel, which is why I was confused, because why? And so I used it. I used my sample up. I immediately replaced it with a new tube. I think this may be my 3rd tube over the course of several years. A little bit goes a long way. It lasts a really, really long time, but it lubricates, moisturizes the outer part. If you have questions about this, comment. We can discuss which exact part I'm talking about. But the part that gets very dry, and you may not even know you need this, but once you try it, once you use it after a bath, just put it on after a bath. It's so much like your natural body lubrication. It's that kind of a moisture that you realize that you are lacking it. I want you to think for a minute, like when your arm gets super dry and then you're like, ugh, let me put some lotion on. And then your arm suddenly just, it feels good. It feels moisturized. Or, you know, your face. That's a really, really good example is your face. Like somebody just said that to me. You get out of the shower and it's so stripped from moisture. When you get out of the shower, the heat, whatever soap you might have used, it's just stripped. You can feel it. It actually kind of hurts. But then once you put your creams on, your face feels great again. That's what's going on. Your body's not producing all of the lubrication and moisture that it used to, even in areas that you might not even know. And so when you put this on, suddenly it just feels better. You didn't even know you needed it. I know this is such a strange conversation, and I have these conversations with you all the time, but it never makes it any easier. If I didn't already look sunburned, I do now. But somebody has to talk about these things, and I want to talk about them. I don't mind talking about them. What I do not want, though, is for anyone to feel like, oh man, every time I come on here, Michelle's saying something that my kids can't listen to. So that's never going to be what we do here. Be sure and stay till the end if you want to see the bloopers. Go buy whatever you found that you liked. If you buy just one thing, two things, these would be my top two. They're going to be in the description. You can find me on Instagram if you want to see the kind of stuff I post. I'm really, really good on Instagram. And if you want to keep the discussion going, come on over to my beauty group. I will also link that just below. I'm not selling anything over there. We are just talking about beauty and skincare. Be kind and rewind. This is Milani lip gloss. Lip gloss. This is Milani Ludicrous lip gloss, and this color is very subtle. Of course, lip gloss is subtle, but it also has color to it. And it's this really just neutral purpley color that I love. Okay, let's try that one again. This is Now I perked. Great. It's a very... I do buy the reusable little wipey things. No, I don't. Immediately? No.